Back to my platform. Those of you that are returning and those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I am going to be doing a reading for you guys today, a tarot card reading, a psychic reading. So I hope everybody has had a good day, you guys. Please know that my readings are timeless, which means that whenever you get to this reading, what is that on my phone? Whenever you get to this reading, there's going to be messages in here for you. Okay. I suggest that you guys watch all of the readings on both of my platforms. I have this platform called Astraea Love and my other platform, which is called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. On that platform, we're working to getting to 1,000 subscribers. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, then I can take $20 super chats per question. But right now we're working to getting to 1,000 subscribers over there. And on that platform, I use like oracle cards, which are like energy oracle. I have so many different oracle cards. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I do use oracle cards and I use tarot cards over there. So you guys will want to check out that platform. Please subscribe to both platforms, you guys. Tap the notification bell. If you see that hype button, if you could hype this video, I would greatly appreciate it. If you could share this content, let other people know that you know about a real psychic that they can go to get help. Also, if any of you guys have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question. I would do it at the beginning of the reading, and I will pause the collective reading and I will answer your question and make it a priority, okay? And I'll set a 20-minute timer. And I also have another psychic that is available most of the time that I can communicate with if there's anything that I need clarification on or if we need to clear anything, okay? So don't think that, oh, she's just going to give me information and not do anything. No, I will always give you a workaround if there is something that needs to be cleared or healed or whatever. Okay, so before we get into the reading, I'm going to talk about the two books that are in the description box below, okay? You'll understand why I'm talking about these books. The first book is called Truth of God. It's an advanced intuitive living workbook. This is like the cheat sheet to the universe, to you creating your own reality. It has everything from meditation, being thrown a bone. If you know what being thrown a bone is, it's like, well, it's like being given a gift kind of in a situation. Astral projection. So when I was growing up, I've always been psychic, but I will tell you my experiences, and sorry for those of you that keep hearing the same thing over and over again. But I just have to give you my perspective, okay? So I felt, welcome everybody coming into the chat. I felt growing up like I was being, well, I felt trapped in the ego. I guess probably everybody feels trapped in their ego with just that one perspective. But the thing is that I was having all of these spiritual, psychic, supernatural experiences that I could not explain, like experiencing deceased people, which was very frightening, being clairvoyant, seeing things, that was also very frightening for me. And I, grew up in the lens of religion, and I'm not dissing religion. It's just for me, there was only in Catholicism, there was only two ways of looking at things. One, it's either Jesus or God, or it's the devil. And then the truth of reality is that it's not like that, and not even in the slightest. So, needless to say, when I came across the truth of God, why I talk about it is because when people are like, oh, how are you doing this? It's the techniques in this book of how I'm able to do what I do. I mean, I've always had gifts and abilities, but I did not, growing up, like I said, I was in religion. So I thought that God was a man in a chair, in a throne, sitting on the clouds type thing. I did not understand what a higher self was because they never talked about that. And so being thrown a bone, this book threw me a bone. Okay, so the techniques I'm going to talk about are the ones that you'll see me use. The God technique gives you the ability to raise out of your ego into the eyes of your higher self, which is God. Everyone and everything's higher self is God. So you can see things from a bigger picture. And it also, that's the one that got me untrapped from like the psychic realm and from my ego, where I was feeling trapped the majority of my life. Like my frequency just felt like it was boxed into this one way of perceiving things. So the God technique, I use it all the time to rise above whatever's going on. If it's a demon, if it's whatever's going on, I use that technique to rise above. And it works on with your own spiritual. See, the thing is, like, why babies are so pure. They come straight from source. They're more tapped into source, God, energy, higher self than they are to the physical world. But then through life, the physical world starts to acclimate, like a baby's surrounding. Sorry, y'all. Why my nose starts running. But so the babies grow up, basically, they start off life being more connected to source, God, Holy Spirit. Then they acclimate to their surroundings. And when that divine connection to your higher self is not focused upon, it can go dormant. It doesn't permanently go away. Doesn't mean that we're not ever connected. It's just that we're not focusing on that connection and we're not using it. So the God technique is it's a technique that gives you the ability to rise above whatever's going on and to tap into your God conscious state. The joy versus anger technique is the technique that you'll see me use. It works off of clairsentience, which is the gift that everybody has, which is like a gut feeling. And you'll see me be asking yes and no answer or yes and no questions, and I'll be getting an immediate answer. I'm using that technique. And then when you see me use the 1 to 10 ratio, 1 being the lowest compatible, 10 being the highest compatible, I'm using that technique. And then the mind technique is so amazing because we are creating our realities with our thoughts and our beliefs. So the mind techniques, you use the joy versus anger technique, the yes and no answering system, and it gives you the ability to get rid of the mental baggage that you're carrying around that keeps pulling in the same experiences. And then there's so many other things in this book, you guys, about how to create your reality and about God and understanding yourself and understanding your higher self and stuff like that. So I suggest that you guys get this book, use this book, and start asking questions so you can be divinely led. Start, using your gifts and abilities. This book is going to help. It is called The Truth of God, Advanced Intuitive Living Workbook by Michael Steadman. So when people are like, oh, how are you doing that? Literally, if you ever see me look off to the corner, I'm usually doing the God technique. The second book I'm going to talk about is the book that I have written. Well, I didn't write it by myself. I had the help of Visago, which is an Ars Goetia spirit that King Solomon worked with. But this spirit is in high demand. Everybody wants to work with him because he maps human consciousness very well, and the system of tarot maps human consciousness. So like throughout your life as a human, you will go through every single of the different tarot cards in the deck at one point or another. Okay. Everyone will. And so we created this book to help people to learn how to read cards for yourself and for others. Because I, for one, know how difficult it can be to be pulling cards for yourself. You're looking for one thing that you want to see, but then you miss what's actually there. So when I first started reading tarot, again, I've always had gifts and abilities. So I didn't start with tarot. I started doing readings with just like whoever would be coming in. They would book an appointment. If you guys could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. And I would start writing information about them down before they even came in. And then when they came in, we would go over what was there, and then we would talk about other stuff. Then when and so when I started working at the metaphysical store, that's why I started learning about tarot. However, I was never led to the original Rider-Waite tarot. So Vasago and I wrote this book, okay, off of the original Rider-Waite tarot. It's Riderwaite. I would go ahead and invest in getting the deck that's got the description right on the card. That way you don't have to flip through a separate book to get the answers. But why I tell you guys that this is the best one to start with, and when people would come into the metaphysical store, I would look at their energy and I would see what spirit had to say. If they were, some people, tarot is not going to be their thing because it can be very cutthroat, very dry, and it can show you the truth in a very like shocking, I'm not going to say harmful, but it is a shocking way. Okay. So some people, they were better to start off with oracle cards, right? But the people that really were like compatible with tarot, those people, I would be guiding them to the original Rider-Waite deck, Riderwaite, because if you learn the interpretations of these cards, then when you go to any specialty deck, like this Twin Flame deck, like this Santa Muerte deck, okay, which is going to have abstract pictures on it, but the same cards, then you'll be able to know what the card means, and you'll be able to draw information off of the picture. So in Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, I've created a Well, it starts off with a 14 zodiac tarot card spread where you pull 2 cards, and you can do these tarot card spreads and spells as many times as you want, over and over again. I consistently use them over and over again to create. And because we mapped we mapped the major arcana cards, which are the major transitions, I feel like that is the most important thing. Eventually, I could write another book. It would be twice as long as this one with the minor arcana cards because there's more of the minor arcana cards. But the major arcana cards, you guys, are like the Magician, the Fool, the High Priestess, the Hierophant, the Moon, the Star, the Sun, the World, the Emperor, the Empress. So this book starts off with the 14 zodiac tarot card spread that is going to map your consciousness. Okay. You'll pull 2 cards, 1 card for your south node. And if you don't know about what a south node is, I'll explain it. It's something that's in your birth chart and it just maps where your ego's at. Your north node is where your destiny's at. And so, I do questions for donations. Absolutely. $20 donation per question. And then I set the timer. So you basically you have a north node and you have a south node. And your north node is where your destiny is at. Your south node is where your ego's at. And then the information in this book will give you an idea of where you're at and how to get to your north node. And then the spell that goes along with that, and these are not spells you do on anybody else. These are designed only for you. There's no way to even take this spell and use it on anybody else. But I just have to reiterate that because sometimes when people hear the word spell, they're like, "Oh, it's evil! It's evil!" No, I don't. This is like how King Solomon did spell work with God and the Holy Spirit. I mean, but it's not exactly that. So the psychic tarot zodiac spells to connect with one's destiny. And that helps you get into your destiny. I'm going to read a little bit from the Empress. So for each of the major arcana cards, we created a tarot card spread that does a deep dive into everything that you see on the major arcana cards so that you can know more about yourself. So I'm going to read a little bit from the Empress. The Empress is the number 3. The answer is yes. The zodiac is Aries and Taurus. The Empress is the divine feminine, sacred mother. She is free due to the amount of respect and success that she has achieved. She lives a life of material comfort, wanting for nothing. She represents a loving relationship between mother and child. She is in excellent health and condition. The Empress can represent royalty as well as fertility. So you'll pull 1 card for each position. Position 1 is the personal divine feminine archetype ego. This card position shows you information relating to your south node energy. This means you will receive information and insight into the depth of your ego. Your personal divine feminine archetype may show through here. This position gives you a sense of how awakened you are to your divine life purpose and mission here on the earth. This position gives you knowledge about your lower self ego that you have been identifying with. Position 2 is the higher self divine feminine archetype of the Empress. This position can show how fertile you are. You may see how the archetype energies that you pulled in the last card relate to yourself in this position. This card position will show you how in touch you are with motherhood, and you may get a message about how to heal the bond with your mother. If you pull the Empress card for this position, then you will know that you are in alignment with your Empress self. We all have divine feminine and masculine within us, so even if you're a man, this card still relates to the divine feminine nurturing energy that you have. So position 3, current archetype position. When an archetype gets created, a position is formed in the universe that connects the archetype to the whole of creation. In your life right now, you have created an archetype. This card position will give you some insight into your own personal archetype energies. You will gain insight in how you fit in the world. What purpose does your position hold? If you were to pull the Empress card for this position, it would be deemed as a good omen. Then the Empress tarot card spells for beauty and self-development. The Hermit spell is to find one's inner light. The Wheel of Fortune is to manifest good fortune. The Temperance is it has you create holy water with Archangel Michael. Then in the back of the book, I have a compendium of knowledge of what it could mean when you have different major arcana cards coming out, one next to each other. So I'm going to read just a little bit from the Empress, and then we'll get into the reading. So if the Empress tarot card comes out in the reading, it means that you're dealing with the divine feminine energy. The Empress represents a loving mother that is compassionate yet potent with their love. The Empress is the highest ranking female card in the tarot. Pulling the Empress tarot card means that you are dealing with a boss and a ruler. If you pull the Empress and the Emperor in the same reading, it could be talking about an equally yoked relationship between a man or a woman. If you pull the Empress in the reverse, it could be interpreted as a transgender energy or a man who has a very feminine demeanor. If you pull the Empress Tarot card with the Temperance Tarot card, it could mean that the person that you are dealing with or speaking on is not retaliating against attacks. If you pull the Empress with the Death Tarot card, it could mean that whoever is in question could be losing their spiritual rank soon. And it just keeps going on, but you guys get the gist of it. So for those of you that want to learn to read cards for yourself and for others, the Sago Tarot card Spreads and Spells is going to be the one for you. And for those of you that want to develop your abilities, the Truth of God Advanced Intuitive Living Workbook is going to be the one for you. The links to those books are in the description box below. Just an FYI. Okay, now we're going to get into the reading and I will look at your question. Okay, awesome. Okay, so we are calling upon the Most High God and the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, the Ascended Masters, our spiritual team of highest light and resonance, and our guardian angels, and we're asking that they can be with us now. We're also asking that they put a protective shield, well, uncloak us so that we can be seen and so that these messages can get to the people that they need to get to. But we also ask you, spiritual team of highest light and resonance, to put a protective shield around us, keeping out and blocking out anyone or anything that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. I pray for the highest light, the highest wisdom, the highest knowledge, and the highest truth to be revealed to me and to my collective, and I pray for my subscribers. So make sure you guys subscribe. Also, thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, Divine Realm. Thank you, Higher Self. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Ascended Masters. Thank you, Spiritual Team of Highest Light and Resonance. We love you. We love you. We love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All glory, honor, worship, and praise goes to the Most High and the Divine Realm for everything that I'm able to do. I wouldn't be able to do it without my connection to God and connection to Jesus and the Ascended Masters. Okay, so by watching my readings, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Please be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my readings, you're agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me or anybody in the comment or anybody in the chats for our calling. Okay, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and answer your question. It says, can you give me a reading on the new love, new guy I'm seeing, and if we're a good fit? Absolutely. Okay, so I am going to use the Twin Flame Awakened Tarot. Wow. 3 of Wands just came out. Looking ahead, confidence and growth, foresight. Okay, so this is a very good thing that you are looking ahead. And I'm just going to call you, let's see. I'm going to call you Rave Girl. How about that? Okay, so this is a very good thing that you're looking ahead. You know, I get that this person that you're dealing with, when I look at the compatibility, 1 being lowest compatible, 10 being highest, I do get that this person ranks more higher than the ones that you've been used to. So this person's showing up as a 5, but that's like 50%. So there could be something about, that's too many cards at once, Spirit. There could be something about this. I don't know if it's about this person, but it's about the situation they're in. So the next thing that I would ask is if the compatibility, and again, 5 is when you've been having 2s and 1s and 3s, 5 is like a big jump in compatibility. So this person feels, it feels like they just have something going on in their life that could be dramatic, or it could be, I don't know, do they have children or an ex or something? There could be something that this person, maybe they haven't told you about it quite yet. Something that they were going through. I mean, I also get that you have your own stuff that you're working through as well, just like everybody does. And so we don't judge people because of the things that we're going through, right? Or that they're going through. 9 of Pentacles. So this is showing up like, let me just ask a question. Is the 9 of Pentacles the collective? Is it Rave Girl's energy? No. So you're dealing with somebody who, and again, even though this looks like a female, the 9 of Pentacles, what it represents is somebody that's able to stand on their own 2 feet. They're very stable and they're secure in themselves. So I feel like the efforts and success, achievement, independent, and self-sufficiency, that's the type of person that you're dealing with. Okay. You don't know anything as of yet, but you know he's looking for a relationship. Okay. Well, I already see good stuff about this person. Them being a 9 of Pentacles means that they're able to stand on their own 2 feet. They're stable, which is something that's very important. I feel like people shouldn't even be getting in relationships with other people if they're like in the whole in way, like brokenhearted, or broke, right? Ace of Cups. Oh my gosh. This is awesome. The Ace of Cups is all about love that comes from God. So this person is very loved. It says new love, feelings, emotional awakening, intuition, and spirituality. So yeah, I would be, when you do get to talk with this person, I would ask them what their spiritual viewpoint is. You want to make sure that that everything is on, I would say that's compatible when it comes to especially religious stuff and when it comes to spiritual outlooks. I do feel like this person, so is the Ace of Cups this guy's energy? Okay, I get that this is like both of your guys' energy. So yeah, that's a very good sign. This person could be going through a spiritual awakening. That could be what I'm feeling that they have. That's a situation. And this is actually a better time for this person to meet somebody. It's a better time. I also get that you've gone through healing. You just closed some type of cycle. Strength. Okay, I like it. So yeah, I already like this person's energy. I'm wondering if the situation that they were just going through, they had to fight for something. I also get that, confidence, inner power, courage. This person is like somebody that you could rely on. You feel like you did. Yes, absolutely. You did close a cycle. And that cycle needed to close for this person to be even able to show up vibrationally. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, this has to do with fate and destiny. Wow. So this person, even, sometimes people think that men are not intuitive beings, but I disagree. What I'm picking up is that you are very intuitive, but so is this person. This other person's also an intuitive person. And they do have like a very masculine energy. And so you would think, oh, well, intuition's just a women thing, but it's actually not. There are some men, like intuition, spiritual abilities, they come through the bloodline. So I feel like that's a good thing. You guys having common ground, that's a really good thing. I feel like there's going to be a lot of sexual chemistry and a lot of attraction here. Yeah, fate, positive changes, cycles, and changing, which is what we were just talking about. So yeah, you're entering into the period of your Wheel of Fortune. This person, I feel like they're already about to spin the Wheel of Fortune. You're just barely entering into this energy, but it could involve you guys coming together and creating something brand new. And it doesn't have to just be like a baby, but it could be like a project, a product, the Moon. So there is something going on with this person, but I feel like they will end up telling you about it. It's something that has to do with another person. Yeah, I feel like there was another energy, a third party energy that they are getting away from. Like they are finally have gotten away from this person. Yeah, because confirmation. Because that person, that person was no bueno, not good. The King of Swords. Okay, so yeah, so this person, the one that we're talking about, their temperament, they could be very like logical, but I also get that they're also intuitive. This person, they could be a little bit emotionally detached or kind of serious. I feel like the part that you're going to bring into this relationship could be laughter, smiling, humor, because I feel like this King of Swords, they just went through something major with somebody that was like on some bullshit. Okay, the Moon, and this is why I was picking up like, oh, okay, they're trying to recover from what their ex did to them, which is like, I don't know how this person attracted this person from the past, but it probably was when they were younger or something, or at least before they went through this expansion. Okay, so this person might have like really high morals. Okay, just be aware of that. I don't think that that's going to be a problem, but I do feel that the Moon energy, anytime you see the Moon, it's like hidden enemies. When you guys come together, there's going to be like a spark of passion, and I also feel like a lot of attraction. I would just let this person tell you whatever because again, I feel like you're somebody that people can talk to. This person's going to be able to actually communicate to you confirmation. I don't know what the hell those things are that are going off like that. But yeah, whatever this, because I feel like this King of Swords is ashamed of somebody from the past. Maybe they have a child, maybe they don't have a child. You know, when you do end up going out on a date with this person, oh, does he choose you over? Yeah, this person is definitely walking. He's already walked away from somebody. That's what I got. Like this person, you could be dealing with somebody that had their heart broken. And so, you know, but like I was saying, you have stuff that you're working through, and this person also has stuff that they're working through. This person from the past does not, I mean, if this is a baby mama situation, which I don't get that it necessarily is, but this person, you know, this King of Swords is wanting somebody completely opposite of this person that they had in the past. The Tower, because this person that they had in the past was putting them in the Tower. And that's what I feel, which the Tower is like just having chaos all around you. Like it's like, you know, well, you could look at this ship and the lightning and see that that's not a good situation right there. And the rocks. So yeah. Okay, what else do we need to know? What is this? Interesting. So this King of Swords, I don't know what he does for a living, but he could be somebody that is very, like I was saying, has a high moral standard, because the Justice came out, which is like consequences. He could have just been in a legal battle with whoever this person is. Yeah, so again, just know that with every person, they're going to have their own trauma. And I feel like you have some type of similar trauma, but it's not exactly the same. So Justice, then the Fool, which is, the Fool is not a bad card in itself, but it does, this person feels like they were fooled in this past relationship, and it was causing them a lot of sleepless nights and anxiety and depression. So I feel like, you know, they're finally, you know, feeling like they can get out there again. Yeah, I feel like you should go out on a date with this person. He's very successful. Absolutely. Being in the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Pentacles, that's like being able to take care of yourself in every type of way. Yeah, for sure. And I do get that, you know, he's very logical and like doesn't make rash emotional decisions, which I think is good. This person's stable. Okay, what else do we need to know? So just know that he may be coming in with a little bit of trauma, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm getting that you may hold the energy of the Empress. The King of Swords. The King of Swords is somebody that was just defending themselves. So that's, you know, I'm wondering if he's going to be in this King of Swords energy permanently, and that's just his energy. He could be a very protective person. Ten of Swords, because somebody was trying to defeat him. I'm serious. The Nine of Swords, this Ten of Swords, this other person, they may be what's causing this situation to be a 5 out of 10. And I don't get that this person, you know, they're just scarred. It's like when you go through a traumatic event. Okay, what else do we need to know? Four of Pentacles. This other person was very possessive and psychotic. Okay. Weirdo. And they were also, and so this King of Swords, they know how to use temperance to balance things out, which is part of like, it would be interesting to see what their zodiac sign is and where Libra's at in their chart. But I feel like this King of Swords wants peace. They want somebody that can bring happiness and peace. But I also feel like this King of Swords, they need to understand that they're responsible for their own happiness, and that it won't be coming from another person. He's supposed to come over tonight. He's a Libra. Oh my gosh. That's what I was literally picking up. Literally Libra energy, which means that he's very much into balancing the scales, harmony with the temperance. Seven of Pentacles. This is all good energy. Regardless of what this person's been through, I feel like, you know, it's definitely worth going out on a date or meeting up with this person. The Seven of Pentacles is about a harvest and rewards. It could also be about being able to plant something that can grow with them. And where you're dealing with a Libra, like I was feeling, and so this person, they could treat you very fair. That's like what I'm getting, is that they're into fair treatment. Does this person have any type of secret that we need to know about? No. Okay, well, what it's something similar to a secret. I feel like they're just, is it being ashamed of something? Yes, this person's ashamed of the trauma they just went to, or went through. So maybe this person had to go to somebody to talk about what they just went through. Interesting. High Priestess. I did say that this person was very intuitive, but I also get that you're very intuitive. So this card could be for both of you. Yeah, hidden knowledge, intuition, and mysterious. So, you know, I think the next things would be like when you do meet with this person, you're a bit ashamed of your own trauma. So there could be a similarity there. When you meet with this person, you know, I would just see how it goes. But then if like you're wanting children and a marriage, I would just kind of be straight up with that, with what you want out of the relationship. You don't have to say it the first thing that you say to him, but if that's something that you're interested in, I feel like you just need to find out what this person's wanting, you know, especially right now and for the future, because it looks like their finances are in order. It looks like they are searching for peace. I think that this person just needs to know they need to go within themselves to fill their own cup of happiness, because this person, they don't feel happy to me. There's something going on with them where they, like I said, it felt like it was wounded, a bit wounded, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I think you meeting them at this transitional time is a blessing. He said he wants a wife and kids. Oh my gosh, then this is perfect. Yay. Greetings from Turkey. God bless wherever you guys are from. God bless Turkey. So yeah, I like it. I like the fact that both of you guys are intuitive. I also like the Seven of Pentacles and the Temperance, which just shows me self-control. The Temperance, like peace, tranquility, balance, patience, and harmony. This is all really, really good energy. Part of being your Wheel of Fortune, that's also, you know, very good energy. Knight of Pentacles. Interesting. So you could be more used to this type of energy, somebody that moves really slow like a snail. I don't feel like this person's going to be like that, though. I feel like they'll be, you know, they'll be reasonable. Okay. So everything looks like it's in alignment. I'm just wondering what's making it a 5. Maybe there's something within you that needs to be healed from possibly a Knight of Pentacles in the past. I think, but that's what I was feeling. You closed out a cycle with somebody. Page of Wands. So Page of Wands, that's kids right there. That's children. All the page cards represent children, or they represent people that are younger, from like being a child and representing a child to like age 30. That's kind of the age gap. So yeah, I like that this person wants children. I like that you want children. I feel like that's an alignment. Okay, good. I also feel like this person's got good DNA. Like if you were to have a child with them, this child would be a very creative person. And you could be a very creative person as well. The slow guy is Nikita, yeah. 3 of Cups. You're going to have a reason to celebrate with this person. Friendships and reunions. I feel like, yeah, this is all looking really good to me. I also feel like if you have friends, they, you know, maybe they didn't like this Knight of Pentacles Nikita person. I feel like your friends are going to be much more inclined to this new person because they're complete opposite of what was before, what you had before, right? 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, there is something bigger here. Definitely. So yeah, if he tells you about his traumas, just be like that listener, you know, that you already are. You know that you're good at listening. And you know, you can counsel him onto going within and loving himself and filling up his own cup of happiness. And I feel like you guys are going to have a lot of things in common. So that's also good. The teamwork is like you coming together with somebody and making something happen. Collaborations, efforts, and goals. Maybe this person will be able to open doors for you in your financial and career life as well. But I also get that this person, they're what they want. I wouldn't call it like a traditional relationship, but this is somebody that wants to take care of someone. He wants to be a provider. That's like the energy that I always get from the King of Swords. 10 of Pentacles, family and legacy. So yeah, even the family and legacy is lining up. Okay. I like it. Is there any red flag we need to know about this person? I guess the red flag was not really a red flag. It's just, I don't know what color flag it would be, but both of you guys seem to have the same type of wound, because it feels like both of you guys were dealing with almost a very similar energy, just in the opposite sex in the past. And so, you know, the good thing about going through the things that are not for your highest and best good is that it pushes you into, it's like that pendulum will swing the other way, and you'll be able to attract, you know, and this is what it's basically happened, is that the pendulum was all the way this other way with this Knight of Pentacles. You decided to close out a cycle with them because they're a crazy person. And then it went whoop, and it went all the way over to this other side. And so if you are feeling like you need to be protected, it could be why this, because you're drawing in this person, right? That's how we have to look at it. And so the reason that they're showing up at 10 of Swords could very well be because they've had to protect themselves, or they are very protective of you, or they will be. Yes. Yes. Well, I don't think that this King of Swords is actively talking to this person from the past, because again, feels like they're separated, but yeah, he's going to have some wounds. He may have a few things that he's going through, okay, you know, emotionally, but I feel like you've gone through very, very similar things. With the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Swords, yeah, you guys have gone through very, very similar trauma. It's almost like this person's going to be a mirror to you. So it does feel like it's twin flame energy. The mirroring effect is like when you come together with the other part of yourself, because what twin flames are is like you have had a lifetime as one consciousness together. And so when this comes together, it's like, well, the 10 of Pentacles talks about family, legacy, inheritance, foundations, higher commitment. But yeah, this is all really good information. Yeah, he hurt you way bad, and not, yeah. Yeah. Yes, he does. He definitely wants you back. And he's a manipulator, though. This Nikita person is no bueno. They are a manipulator. They move as slow as a snail. They're possessive, they're cocky, and they're arrogant. And they don't, even though they know that they fucked up royally, they don't even want to apologize. Like, you can't even reason with somebody like that. That's why I was saying the pendulum is swinging completely the other way. Let's get one more. King of Wands. So yeah, your ex may still try to come back. This person, I think that whoever did the person that you're going to meet wrong, they need to stay away from this person. Like, seriously. King of Wands, leadership, visions, bold and daring, big ego and optimism. This is like the energy that you were dealing with. No. And the King of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, just know that this King of Swords, they could be going through a spiritual awakening right now, or like an ego death. But yeah, I feel really good energy with them. I would just heal, go within and release whatever thoughts and beliefs, and we're calling those forward right now, that created this situation from the past. And then any type of cycles or patterns, God, we just want to resolve that. And if there's anything that needs to be healed so that you can start this relationship, no, your ex was cocky. They were definitely over that. That's what I was talking about. But this new person, they've got a great attitude. Considering what they've been through, I think that their attitude is actually pretty good. But your ex, whoever this person is from the past, they may try to come back. They may try to message you. I would just put them on block. You don't even want to hear from this person. And like I said, they don't want to apologize. And so I think the only reason they're showing up in the reading is to show you the contrast going from somebody that wasn't for your highest and best good to somebody who's going to be more in alignment with your highest and best good. You know, the King of Swords, I feel like what this person possibly struggles with is time. Maybe they don't have a whole lot of extra time because they devote themselves so much to their work. But I get that this is going to be a great experience for you. So yeah, I would definitely go out with this person. I would, you know, don't pry the stuff out of them. This person will come forward with what they've been through when they're ready. But I think you just having that interaction, you waited for him for a long time. Yeah, thinking every day, so it's time to stop. Yes, don't wait for this person from the past. No. No, you're moving forward. You already closed a cycle. You don't want to reopen a cycle with them. Look, if you move forward to this new person, you're going to get your wishes fulfilled. 9 of Cups, that's wish fulfillment card. That's literally wish fulfillment, contentment, and pleasure with the 10 of Pentacles, family, legacy, inheritance, foundation, and higher commitment. Yeah, this person could very well be the one for you, which, yay, I love that. I love that, especially because it's like, you know, when you've been hurt, and this is why I feel like you guys will be mirroring each other. You guys have gone through similar things. This is beautiful. So yeah, I would definitely meet with this person, have a good time with them, and know that this person is very intuitive. Okay. And they're also a provider. I like their energy. They may have high moral standards, or they may think a certain type of way about things, but I don't think it's going to be a problem for you. Finding out all the rest of the things that are going to be really compatible and the things that you have in common, that's what I would be doing on the first date, is sexual intimacy and finding out the things that you guys have in common so that you can work towards your mutual goals with the 7 of Pentacles, which I love that. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. God bless you. Thank you for the donation. Okay, so just to let you guys know, if you have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question. I will pause the collective reading and I will answer your question. So we're going to go into the reading. I hope everybody has had a good day. Okay, please like the video, you guys. It would be greatly help, and tap that notification bell. Make sure you're subscribed. All that stuff helps the platform, and you want to know when I go live, in case you do have any questions. So I get that there's in general in everybody's life, because these are collective readings, what I was picking up is like there's a whole lot of lies being mixed within a little bit of truth. So like anything that you're seeing that has to do with like I guess things that give you an adrenaline jolt, triggering things, I would say, you have to look at it like, okay, all of this information, some of it's coming from AI, some of it's coming from, I would lean to more, if you're going to watch things about the files and stuff like that, things that are going on in right now, all of this chaos that's going on, just know that this year of the fire horse, there's going to be a lot of chaotic stuff, a lot of political upheaval, which is what we're seeing with the cartels in Mexico and a lot of other things, Venezuela, and, probably other places as well. So what I want you guys to know is that even though it could be coming from a news source that seems credible, these news sources are being paid to push an agenda. Okay. And so you just need to know that that you're being given all of this information you guys are being given. Part of it's truth and part of it's a lie. And this is like just what media has done forever. Page of Wands. So the most important thing to know is that the children are the most important thing. I've always said this. Like think about it logically, if we are people that have to rely on the next generation to take care of us, then we need to do a good job raising the next generation. Yeah, the Fool, and not do what we've done in the past, which is basically fail our children. And I'm not saying you guys have failed your children. I'm just saying in general, yeah, people have been failing their children. I also get that, the Page of Wands energy is not a bad energy. It's a younger person. Just know that there is a lot of deception going on. And so you guys being intuitive people is so important so that you can see through the deception, so that your children, I would be like somewhat aware of their internet usage if you've got kids and what they're consuming when it comes to, I don't know. I think there's a setting called YouTube Kids, but if you've got like a teenager, they're not going to be on want to be on YouTube kids. I can guarantee that, because it's probably like Mickey Mouse and stuff. But I would just try to be aware of what they're seeing and what they're being indoctrined to, and to what they're being told to think and believe. Okay, because again, when you have children, and this is also you looking back at your own childhood and see what confirmation, see what you were indoctrined to think and believe, and what part of that was a lie. Like I personally do not believe in original sin. I came from a Catholic background, but it never really did anything for me. Like, other than I had like friends there and stuff, but yeah, it's using your intuition, the Wheel of Fortune, because you guys are about to win big, baby. I feel like this Wheel of Fortune is your destiny. It really is. So forget, there's a psalm, I don't know which one it is, but it does ask God to forgive the sins of one's youth. Like, and all a sin is, and again, that's a word that has so much judgment attached to it, but you guys understand what it means. All a sin is a mistake. Okay. And it's okay to make mistakes. It's not okay to continue to make mistakes and not ever learn. I mean, that I guess that's okay. It's just that would be more painful. You guys have closed out a cycle. You've learned something from your youth here and I would be looking at the belief system that you adopted when you were younger. And because for one, there's been beliefs that I've gotten rid of, like original sin. I don't think that I can't look at any child and see any type of sin in a child or a baby. Like and same thing with animals. It's like, I just don't think that things are inherently sinful. I think that that was just told to us for whatever reason. So there may be things in your belief system that just need to be released. And I feel like, people that don't know how to raise kids, those are the types of people that when they're just giving birth randomly and not planning it or not using protection, they're living their life chaotically. Okay. It doesn't mean that they're going to be bad parents, but it does mean that, they're going to be forced into being a parent. Knight of Wands. This is like the energy I'm talking about, over sexualized energy. So just be aware that, there is an agenda here, but I feel like you guys are getting the bigger picture. You're understanding that your success comes from you tapping into your natural gifts and abilities and using that to help others. The Wheel of Fortune is about destiny. It's about fate. It's about extreme change. Okay. You guys could be seeing other people struggle with finances. That's a hard thing. I would be looking at what you believed growing up financially, what you witnessed in your household when it came to your parents and how they dealt with money. Because again, everybody's situation is going to be different, but I do pick up that there's general beliefs that just need to be released. I also feel like that you're naturally going to come to the realization and realize that whatever this old way of thinking was not for your highest and best good. If some of you are in like a custody battle or you're waiting to get child support, whoever this Knight of Wands is, which feels like it's the father of the Page of Wands, they're going to have a very hard time paying you. I feel like you should, especially for those of you that are already raising children, and if it's a broken family, which means just that you're not with the person that's the father of the child, just know that you may have to put in a lot more effort than they end up putting in. Okay. Because we can't force people to do what we want them to do. Some people think that they can. That's why they do like witchcraft spells on people. But I don't think we can force anybody to do anything against their free will, confirmation. And I get that, just be aware that if you're waiting for a settlement or for money from this Knight of Wands, I feel like they're going to try to do something to cheat the system so that they don't have to pay for this child. I'm serious. Like, I don't know what that could be, like working under the table or something like that, but Two of Wands. Yeah, you guys are literally, you're looking at the world like it's your oyster, making new, I've got a lot of good energy here. Yes. So like I was saying, you becoming the stable person, and if you haven't had kids yet, this is just getting you prepared to become somebody that possibly could have children. Because I feel like, we need to pay attention to our children and start to remember what it was like to be a child. Eight of Swords. Why is the Eight of Swords here? What does it have to do? Oh, okay. So maybe this Knight of Wands, I mean, there used to be something called a debtor's jail. I don't think they have that anymore, but there is something, whoever this Knight of Wands is, they're doing something illegal, or they're not going to make their payments and they're going to be put in jail or something. They're going to be restricted in some type of way. Interesting. So just know that, if you guys are starting a family, or if you have a family already and you could be dealing with somebody from the past, this could be somebody in the collective, just know that you becoming the stable person is going to be the best thing for this child, okay? For any child, right? Five of Cups. And let whoever this is sit in the Five of Cups thinking that they are crying over spilt milk, okay? I would just leave them where they're at. This person feels like they're not ever going to be able to recover from something. Interesting. The Six of Pentacles is like thinking that you're getting a success, but only to lose it right after. What else do we need to know? Nine of Pentacles. This is what I'm saying. You're probably already a Nine of Pentacles, but it's an important thing for you to stay a Nine of Pentacles and to not like if you already have a child, or if you're going to have a child, you want to be in your destiny in the Nine of Pentacles. You don't want to be, you want to be able to stand on your own 2 feet by yourself and not need another person to be stable, because that means you're going to be able to take care of that child. Because again, this other person, they're not stable in any type of way, not financially. That's why I would not be relying or waiting for money from this person. They're going to try to do something to not have to pay it, and then they'll get in trouble. It is what it is. Some men are just stupid like that. And I call it stupid because it is. The Fool and the Knight of Wands, it is stupid not to pay your child support, not to support your child. If you created another living being, that's a responsibility, and it's a blessing. I don't know why people they think just because they have to pay child support to someone, or just because they have to pay for a child or whatever, and they are expensive, this is why you should prepare. They feel like it's like a curse, and it's not. It's really not. It's a blessing. People that have children are blessed. Three of Wands. You're over here working on a new idea, creative goal, new business venture, and it's going to be very stabilizing for you. Very stabilizing project, idea. Yeah, you're just being told to anticipate regular obstacles. Like if you're starting a new business, you just need to get a business license. I would just be going through what the things are that you need so that you can be the most stable person that you can be. 10 of Pentacles, because you having a 10 of Pentacles is a very important thing. This other person's like a grifter. They don't have a 10 of Pentacles. Not a solid 10 of Pentacles anyways. Not a solid place in living. Yeah. This is also talking about an inheritance, gift, large sum of money, real estate, the stock market, and it's also talking about the real estate business. So, you may end up getting into real estate. You may end up purchasing a home. You're just being told to plan for long-term game. There's some businesses, like a lot of the food businesses that are going out now, and even what's happening in Vegas, like nobody's in Vegas. First of all, people are just getting smarter and they're seeing through the lies. There's a lot of things that are very deceptive about Las Vegas. Like if you're going there and you're thinking about gambling, just know that the favor is in the house, and they can set the machines to whatever level of difficulty to win that they want. And so they try to trick you. It's really a trick. So it's like you could win $5,000, but you'll probably end up spending 10. And whatever amount of money you're thinking that would be enough, it's not enough. You need to take more, because anything that's going to be on the strip, that's not like from a CVS, Even the stuff at CVS is marked up. But anything that's going to be on the strip is going to be, if it's food, it's going to be at least $50. That's per person. Okay. If you want to drink a beer in the casino at the bar, that's $18. So you just have to understand that the stuff there is very highly priced. What Vegas has done, what these other food places have done, like if you've been out to see McDonald's and stuff, I personally don't eat at McDonald's, but their prices have gone up, and they're planning for short-term game. Like Vegas is just trying to stay relevant and open, because nobody's like literally nobody is there. You guys can search movies, or not movies, but videos about this, and you will see thousands of people talking about how it's completely empty, because what it's done by jacking up the prices on everything, what Vegas has done, there's, first of all, if you want to get a hotel there's hidden resort fees. So if it says $18 a night, okay, there's going to be a 55 at least resort fee that's added to that, and you have to pay that when you get there for your stay. Secondly, so they're charging a lot more on things. If you drive a car there, or if you have a vehicle there, that if on most hotels, except for like a couple, like I think Treasure Island and another one that's not on the strip, but Treasure Island's a really old one, but it is on the strip, they will charge you $20 to $30 a day for parking, even if you are the hotel guest. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. You just need to like plan ahead. Know what market you're getting into, know what business you're getting into, do the research. Yeah, because it's basically forced out all the people that were like middle class people, because people can't go to Vegas and afford anything anymore. And so you just have to know the right thing to do. And if you do go to gamble, you're most likely not going to win. And it's because everything is designed to be in the favor of the house. This is how they make money. Every machine that's on the floor, every slot machine, it takes up, they have to lease that. They don't own those. And then all of the card games as well, not in your favor. And this is why I just feel like you guys need to just be aware. And anytime it comes with a gamble, but I'm not saying not to go to Vegas. If you have the money, go to Vegas. But just know that all of the stuff is set up. It's rigged. It's a deception. It's literally rigged so that you don't win. And I've only seen somebody won a little bit of money there, and I've been there before. So just be aware of that, you guys. Be aware that there could be hidden costs and things, okay? Nobody should be planning a trip to Mexico right now. That is not safe. There are some things that we should just not be doing. And I feel like traveling right now if it's in the United States, you're fine. Well, it depends on where you go. I would say the Appalachian Mountains are very dangerous, but depends where you go. Yeah, but out of country right now, with all of the chaos and the energy of the fire horse, I don't feel like that's safe. I really don't. And I'm not trying to be rude about the state of the world right now, but I just feel like there's so much emotional upheaval going on politically and civilly that it's like, and so many lies and so much deception and so much hidden truths. Like, it's deception, basically. Ace of Wands. Yeah, you're being told that if just know that things are going to expand and grow. This 10 of Pentacles is definitely a good energy to have. King of Pentacles, interesting. So you may come across someone. So is the collective the King of Pentacles? I kind of get that you are going to become a King of Pentacles. So you could be somebody that ends up signing contracts with people or lending people or investing in things. You could be attracted to nice things. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that if you have the money for it. But yeah, this is why I'm not saying not to go to Vegas. I'm just telling for those of you that are not billionaires, just be aware that it has changed from the past, because again, the past was the past, and so it's changed. And if you are wanting to go to Vegas, do you want to go during the weekdays? It's the cheapest for the hotels. And you want to get a bus pass. They got 3-day bus passes. If you're there for 3 days, they will take you anywhere on the strip. It's walking everywhere on the strip. Crazy. It's so freaking much. It's so much. But yeah, I get that you guys are going to be in a position of power to where you can actually, support this child. And I feel like you're going to be able to do it with ease. So I would not be putting even any eggs into a basket with this Knight of Wands thinking that they're going to do anything. This person they don't even love themselves. Four of Wands. Yeah, you're over here completing projects, like making new goals and making shit move. You're actually shaking the money tree, is what I get. And the fruit is falling off and you're just catching it and you're like, dope. Now I have this. Now I have that. I feel like a lot of you guys are about to create a really cool project. It could be a book, could be a piece of art. You could be renovating something. It could be redoing, antiques, whatever this is. It's like almost like you're standing on a gold mine and you don't even know it. Like where you could literally just go within yourself and get gold. Financials rewards come in from work that's already been done. So I feel like you're about to be rewarded. This person, holy shit, jail and court, they may be in some type of trouble. If you are sharing custody with somebody, or if this is a future situation, for some of you it is, just know that you're going to end up with full physical custody because you're the one that's a stable person, okay? And this other person is not stable, not emotionally, not mentally, not physically, not financially. And yeah, the Emperor. Yeah, you're showing up the boss. Forget that he's old, okay? You can be an emperor at 20, like literally. And we all have feminine and masculine energies. So I would look at this as like a very loving relationship between you. You may have to be the father because this person is not going to be the father. You may have to be the mother because this person's not going to be the mother. That type of energy. You may have to play. When you become a parent, you become a full-time cook, full-time nurse, full-time therapist, and all this other stuff. So you just have to understand that it helps you grow and it brings a lot of joy. Yeah, this person, if they're trying to get away with not having to pay anything or whatever this is, maybe they don't want to have to go to court over this child. This is blocked. They're blocked. Yeah. Some of you guys will end up being single parents, but it's for your highest and best good for a certain amount of time. I don't get that it's a permanent thing. It's probably going to be a permanent thing for this Knight of Wands. I don't think they're going to get their shit together. Six of Cups, children, pleasant memories, happy moments. Yeah. I love this energy, you guys. You may want to start a charity that has to do with helping children. You guys could be very, Queen of Pentacles energy, very, very sympathetic or empathetic to social situations and political issues. I feel like if anybody's trying to get into politics, this would be a very good year for that. With the energy of the fire horse. Absolutely. Yeah. When you have the resources, you're going to help others in need. So I feel like this is going to be a good thing. Some of you may end up adopting a child or two children. Whatever you decide to do, you're going to be happy with the result. Even if the person that you end up having a child with, or you did have a child with, doesn't have it together, that's okay. That's still okay. It's not like there's marks being marked against you or anything. And if it's not your kid, then not your responsibility, not your, what is it? Not your race, not your pony or some shit. Whatever it is. There's a saying that goes something like that. Not your dog, not your fight. Something. I don't know what it is. It's a saying, though, that people say. So, yeah. I feel like by you going within, you're going to avoid tragic events and problems and people that have problems. I don't know why this person wants you to take care of them so bad, but they need to get out of your energy because you guys are divinely protected. I also get with the King and Queen of Pentacles that you've balanced finances within yourself, or you're going to be somebody that's a very financially aware and conscious, and there's something with money that you know how to invest it or where to put it to where it's going to bring something back. This person, they waste everything. So yeah, I also get that, you know, you showing up the boss, you're showing up for yourself. You're doing everything that needs to be done. You're divinely protected from whatever court case or whatever drama this person wanted to bring to you. I also get that you guys are standing up for the truth and you're protecting your peace. Oh, welcome in, everybody coming into the chat. If you guys could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. Knight of Cups. So Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups. This is the same person. These people are blocked. Blocked, I tell you. Well, I mean, you basically blocked them by leveling up yourself, but still, you guys are showing up the High Priestess. And there may be somebody that wants to compete for your resources or wants to compete for you. Again, this person, they need to just stay away from you. And hopefully y'all did not have a child with this person. If this is not your kid, then they really need to mind their own business. And if you're going to have a kid with somebody, I feel like, well, the Empress hasn't come out yet, but I feel like you're going to pull somebody that's got the same energy in. So whatever this old situation was, I would just release it and heal from it. Know that you have the world available to you. So, you know, you could be getting ready to do something with your intuition on social media, like what I do, or you could be accessing a whole population of people. I get that your goals are going to be achieved, and you may get it. You may get the opportunity to move, like the 10 of Pentacles being here and the world. You may get an opportunity to move to a different place, a new climate or something. I like that energy though. It also talks about like you could end up taking a sabbatical or going on a retreat or going on a vacation. That could be why I was talking. It was like I was talking about Vegas for a minute. That could be why. Yeah, I also get that the Queen of Pentacles in the world means that you're going to have the resources to help take care of people who are less fortunate. I feel like that's a major blessing. And you know, you may end up getting to travel with whatever this charity is. I could get really good vibes from your guys' energy. This other person, I don't get good vibes from these people that are very competitive towards you, which I think is extremely strange. Because there's nothing to compete over. Like, you're not going to share your resources with these people, so I don't know why they're even trying to fuck with you. I feel like they're in regret right now, and because they're experiencing bad luck, because they just had bad intentions towards you. And holding that bad intention is enough to get them, you know, in trouble with the universe, literally. And these people, whatever they do up under the moon is stupid. They wanted you completely distracted so that they could like slither in, and that's not the energy of this year. I also get whatever this moon magic was, these people were being tested and they failed. They're all paranoid now. They're like, oh, does she know? Does he know? Yes, you know. Like, what the hell? What is wrong with these people? I also get that you getting the world open up to you, like this is the best revenge you could ever get against this other person or these people. You just being happy and moving on and showing the world that you are better off without this person. That is what's like, that's like the best revenge. You don't have to even seek revenge against these people. Because first of all, what they tried to do did not work. Whatever they were trying to do to you and to your destiny, it did not work. You are divinely protected. Two of Cups. They cannot strip you of a soul contract that God created, you know. Again, no bullying, you guys. Whoever was talking about the Pokemon cards, that would be dope if they had a Pokemon. I would freaking buy that. I love Pokemon. I would really buy a tarot deck that was like Pokemon, seriously. And why somebody hasn't come up with that? Holy shit. What a good idea. But yeah, no bullying, no harassing anybody. If you don't like what I'm doing, you don't have to be here. It's not going to hurt, you know, anybody. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm helping you guys. So look, the eight of wands, that's the crossroads. This moon magic has brought them to, I don't mean to laugh at these people. I'm very sorry. I'm not a rude person, but this shit is funny to me because you're over here in the hermit. Like I said, taking a sabbatical, you're going within. You're finding the answers to the questions that you have because you know that they're on the inside and not the outside. And these people are thinking that you're the solution to their problem. But no, whatever these people, their mathematical equation is not adding up. 2 plus 2 equals 4, not whatever the fuck these people are thinking. And I feel like they could be watching you. I mean, they could be through social media or they could be watching you through remote viewing. Either way, they're not seeing everything that I'm seeing, but they are seeing a portion of it. They're seeing that you're the high priestess, that you're going to be able to meet with other people and make new contracts. They're seeing a new home. They are seeing new developments in your life, and they're not happy about that. The Hierophant. These people, they could belong to like a religion or a spiritual institution or a, secret society, Freemasonry, whatever. I mean, this person looks like a pope, but this represents cults. It could represent like a prayer group, like any type of off-brand of religion or spirituality. A Hierophant is like a priest-like energy. Somebody that has authority and power, so they say. I mean, do they actually? I don't know. But I highly fucking doubt it. I really highly doubt it. But whatever. I also get that this person might want to be mindful that whatever they're already attached to, I feel like this group wants to know more about you, which is a really weird thing. Because why? Because of your high priestess ability, possibly. Yeah, all the people that were part of those files, they need to stay the fuck away from the psychic people on the planet. All this wanting to test people's consciousness. No, you've already broken free from whatever MK Ultra manipulation was going on. That was being sent out. Interesting. I also get that, you're not here to mislead people, but these people, that's their main objective, to mislead and deceive, okay? So that's the type of shit that they're on, and they want to control people, and they also want people's money. And, you could be about to come into a lot of money, which is what it looks like. God is going to bless you very abundantly to the point where you'll be able to do the correct things with the money, where these organizations and whatever religions, whatever they are, they're taking resources from people, but they're not doing the right thing with them. And so, these people, they've definitely done something stupid. I can guarantee it. This group. When people start to think that they can play God in somebody else's life, that's when things get really, really crazy for them. Because yes, we are God for ourselves. Our higher selves are God. But I'm not your God in your life. I'm creating my own reality. You can be the God in your own life. These people, they want to play God in everybody else's life except for their own. And then they want to play the martyr or the victim in their own life, which is completely not the case, because these people had every opportunity just to mind their business and leave you alone and stay the fuck out of it. Like, I'm also getting that Jesus could be a direct ancestor to you. So like literally you have a divine connection to Christ consciousness that treat others as you want to be treated. And this is what you've been doing to the best of your ability. Obviously, we still sometimes have knee-jerk reactions to things that are triggering, but you guys are doing very well. 8 of Cups. These people got to walk away dissatisfied, and they got to get over it, that this moon magic shit doesn't work anymore. No, I'm sorry, but when the higher power, aka our higher self, God, gets involved, this is when, this type of stuff that could have worked at one time, like when somebody wasn't aware of it. And this is why witches and warlocks don't want you to believe in magic, because if you check for it, then you can get rid of it. You can pray it away. You can send it back to sender. You can do whatever you want. You can alchemize it for your highest and best good. You can do whatever you want with it. And that means that they have to send another spell. You're taking their power again. So this is what people don't understand. When you're the high priestess and you can tap in, you understand what the other people's agendas are. And then you can react accordingly, however you decide to handle the energy. But once you know that there is an energy, there is something that goes on like that, Yeah, these people would love the world to stay ignorant to the truth. I can tell you that much. That's why I said they're here to deceive. The Lovers. Yeah, you guys could be being blessed by the angel of love and the angel of money. I see both of those things. So that's a really good thing. This Eight of Cups energy, these people have to walk away. This whole Hierophant group has to basically walk away, because they can't do anything to you in the spirit either. That's why I'm getting with the Ace of Swords. These people, they could have tried to do something in the spiritual realm and it did not work, because you have more authority than these people that are like the highest degree of Freemasonry or witchcraft or whatever. You know, you just outrank them naturally. I also get that this love union that's coming in, it may take a little while, like 6 months for some of you. However, for some other of you, it may end up taking a very short amount of time, like 3 weeks or 3 months. So I feel like it has to do with your ability to go within and heal, so that you can draw in somebody. If you're wanting to draw love into your life, I would make a list of every type of compatibility: physical compatibility, mental, emotional, spiritual, job compatibility, and write on that list every single thing that you feel is something you must have in a relationship. Trustworthy person that has hope, optimism, humor. Write down all of the traits that you, and don't write anything on this list that you don't want. You want write everything that you do want. And I would be specific, like lives in the same town, has a reasonable work schedule, like all of these things, okay? Spiritually compatible, sexually compatible, physically compatible, you know, a lot of passion, a lot of spice, and a good friend. I would be writing all of these things down and then put that somewhere where you can see it. And each person, as you go into the dating world, you know, when you get to know people, you'll see if that person is on that list. And like literally, if the person is not on the list, if they don't check enough boxes of things that are a must have for you, that are necessary, if they don't show up on that list, I would not waste any fucking time at all with them. That's why I'm getting it could take you guys, some of you, a short amount of time to get to this divine love union, or a longer amount of time. It just depends what door you go down. But yeah, and now if you write on the list, because this is what I've done, I wrote billionaire, okay? And so, you know, I found somebody that was on the list that was every box except for billionaire. Is billionaire something that has to be right now? No. So like, there will be things that you write on there that's not a necessity, and they could be in transition as well. So just know that. But the most important things, I would write most important things, okay, are this, this, and this. And then whatever past trauma you have when it comes to love, I would be releasing that and going within and healing that. And you don't have to re-experience a memory, a thought, or emotion. You just need to know that it's not good for you, and clear it. I would get The Truth of God by Michael Steadman, Advanced Intuitive Living Workbook. The link to that is in the description box below. And I would use the mind technique. To get rid of the thoughts and beliefs that you keep pulling in people like this. And I would also use all the techniques that I've talked about in that book. The God technique to rise above it, that will get you, if you use that book, it will get you the fastest timeline to having all of this stuff that we're seeing here. Because you'll be developing a real connection with God. And once you start to tap in, like I said, nobody can sever your connection. It just, we all were born with a connection to our God self, but like if it's not focused on or fostered, and for me, being in religion did not foster it. So when I came across The Truth of God, that's what fostered it, and it made a really big difference. And so like, you know, when it can fade away, but it's not like it can't be reignited. You just have to focus on it and work with it, right? And going within. That's why the Hermit, it's like the answers to life's problems are within. If you've had a hard time with love in the past, there's some stuff that needs to be healed. I would also be looking at generational patterns. You know, I don't like to call them curses, because they are patterns. And so if there's a pattern of someone at a certain age losing a partner or being left or having to be a single parent or raise something on their own, or if there's a pattern of adoption and abandonment or whatever the pattern is, okay? Like you guys will know because you'll know your family, but looking at the patterns of being like, okay, it ends with me. Like I'm not going to take, oh, thank you guys. I love you so much. Like, just think it ends with me. I'm not going to take this pattern of if it's abuse, neglect, whatever it is. I'm not going to take that into the future, and I'm not going to take that into this next relationship. Because I feel like, yeah, if you guys just basically make it set in your mind that these patterns have got to go, you can pray. You can pray to break curses. You can literally, like, doing the God technique and the truth of God will raise you above it so that whatever's going on, it can't really exist anymore in the presence of the Most High, your higher self. This Eight of Pentacles work that you're doing, this is like something that you enjoy to do. You're talented with it, and it's not difficult for you. If some of you are wanting to get into the industry or something like that, that's going to be able to happen. But just wait for these weird people to go to hell and jail, because once they do, then it'll be safe for you to be. And I already get that it is safe because these people are in transition to hell. This is where they're headed. Anyways, yeah, they're waiting for you to make a mistake and trip and stumble, and you're not. You're not making any mistakes, not from what I can see. Seven of Swords. These people, they know what the correct answer is. If these people would just stop betraying people, they wouldn't have to run with swords like this, very dangerous, and looking behind their shoulder, knowing that those other two swords could be stabbed in their back. They wouldn't be in that situation. This is like, these people were just very self-centered. They were very selfish. And there has to be a level of self-preservation and self-love. But if you putting yourself first hurts everybody, like in a very permanent negative way, then that's probably self-centered. But most of you guys, you're just loving yourselves, and so you are centered around yourself, but you're, asking for better. First of all, you're not settling. No settling with this Lover's card. Knight of Swords. And these people have got a lot of aggressive energy coming towards them, because what you send out, you will get back. You may think you can control the way you send it out, but you do not control the way that it comes back, and you don't control when it comes back. And that's why doing bad spells on people and doing evil things, it's no bueno. It's going to come back to you, which means it's going to happen to you at some point. And would you rather have it happen now or in another life when you're an innocent child and have no idea why it's happening? This is why I feel like going within and healing is the most powerful thing. 10 of Wands, because you don't want to be carrying any type of burden like these people are. Not into the future, not into your next life, not into anything. You don't want to, and if you want to ascend this lifetime, you can't be carrying burdens. It's not your turn to carry the cross. These people need to carry their own cross. They were overcommitted in trying to burden you guys. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. If you could share this information, this channel with others, and share it on your social media, I would greatly appreciate that. Only if you feel comfortable, though. But yeah, I get that whatever this is that you're going to be doing with your hands, this love union, they could also do something very similar. Interesting. Or you guys may be able to work together. 9 of Wands. These people are definitely wounded. They feel wounded because they're having to carry these burdens by themselves. Oh, well. They should have made better choices. The Sun, because you are doing the healing. The Sun is a really good card. It's high magnetism. It's you having very good energy, high self-esteem, confidence, and endurance. I love that, you guys. Success and good health. Optimism and happiness. Being optimistic is a very important part of success. So is like if you feel like, well, first of all, I would get the mind of God, use the mind technique, get rid of the thoughts and beliefs that you keep having that work against you, because what you want to do is like what's so good about affirmations is you start saying an affirmation. The affirmation that you're saying a lot of the times has not been like, that's not the current reality. But by you doing an affirmation, you are taking the direction of your thought, energy, and focus, and you're moving it towards, affirming what you do want, which allows the brain to create new pathways of thinking and evolving and connecting so that you can have a new experience. That's why affirmations are very powerful, and you keep saying them. And at first, sometimes it's just like their words, it's head knowledge. But when it becomes heart knowledge and you start to feel that affirmation, that's a very powerful tool, just to let you guys know. Like, and affirmations, you can make up your own affirmations, but affirmations are something that you can do to like rewire your thinking and your mind so that you can become more optimistic. There is another platform called Esther Hicks, Esterhicks. She is somebody that channels a group consciousness called Abraham, and they're always talking about getting in the vortex. She has people that come to her and they just talk to her, and they talk to Abraham basically. And she can take any situation that is talked about. I'm talking about any situation because I've listened to a lot of them. And she can turn it around in her mind and be in a positive vibration about it. And she just teaches you about your energy vortex and how to use that and how to use the law of attraction. And it is so freaking powerful. When I was in my darkest times, that was the stuff. Using those techniques and the truth of God techniques is what got me out of it and what got me to be able to get up again. You know what I mean? So yeah, she's a great person. Seriously. I have so much respect for that lady. Esther is what her name is. And I think Esther is like a holy name or something. I think it's in the Bible. I don't know the story of Esther, though, in the Bible. The strength. You guys are showing up the strength. With the sun, unbeatable. That basically means victorious and unbeatable. So when somebody tries to challenge your patience, just, show more compassion and just be grateful that whoever's trying to trigger you is trying to bring up a wound so that you can heal it. In their mind, they don't want you to heal it, but that's not the point. The fact that it's being brought up is giving you an opportunity to heal it. That way, when they try to trigger you in the future, there won't be a reaction. Esther was an orphan and married the king and saved her people. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh, I'll have to read about that story or listen to something about it. But yeah, beautiful energy. Okay, what else do we need to know? I would just be weary of this Queen of Wands energy and the King of Wands. This is definitely a couple. There's a lot of deception with these people. I feel like you're going to just sidestep this by avoiding them. This is one good thing about the Hermit energy. The Hermit doesn't always mean that you're alone, because look, the Three of Pentacles, this is you having a soul tribe of people collaborating around you that are going to support you. And if you're wanting to produce a product, start a business, start an influence, do a channel, a platform, whatever it is, this is just showing me that you will have your own group of people that need the assistance. This is like having a soul tribe that will come in and be your clients or whatever, or customers. Yeah, three of cups, abundant harvest. That's what I was saying about shaking the money tree. You're going to be able to celebrate with friends as well. And if you had to cut a bunch of friends off, like this Queen of Wands and King of Wands, if you had to cut these people off, you did the right thing. Just don't, heal whatever it was that has to do with betrayal. Because I feel like once you heal that wound, you'll draw in people that are really for your highest and best good, like you're really soul tribe people you can trust. You could trust these people is what I'm getting. And the people from the past, whoever this Queen of Wands was, the fake friend, you couldn't trust them. Ace of Pentacles. Look, your pennies come from heaven. This is why you're being rewarded. Your projects will grow and prosper. Just keep seeding into them. The Queen of Swords, you had to cut people off. Sometimes it's hard. Like sometimes it's hard to say no to people because you love them so much, but you just have to detach from the version that you love of them that's made up in your mind and then who they actually are. And I feel like you do that. You're very good at doing that. Okay, what else do we need to know before we go? Yeah, the Queen of Swords is somebody that you don't fuck with because they have been very hurt and they know how to cut people off and move on. and they know how to keep it pushing. When somebody threatens your peace, or they threaten your sanity, or they threaten your Ace of Pentacles, okay, like these people do, they want your resources and stuff. When people are side-eyeing your resources, I would say trying to pocket count, what is it? Oh, it's something where you try to count people's pockets or whatever. It's not pocket counting, it's something else. Anyways, pocket watching, that's what it is. Which again, it should be updated to something else now, because money is different now. I also get that, like, you guys could be investing in 2 or more projects. Okay, this is going to be a really good thing. These people are in the 5 of Pentacles. For whatever reason, their betrayal to you did not work out well for them. And yeah, you're getting the 10 of Cups, happily ever after. I feel like you also had to cut these people off so that you could step into the energy of being, you know, famous, rewarded, recognized. Maybe these people wanted to sacrifice everybody for fame. It's not going to happen. These people are not meant to be known. There's definitely a transition when it comes to that. Interesting. And whatever this ability that you have, you're going to pass it to your children. 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. You guys, wish fulfillment. That's dope. Success, fame, happily ever after, and wish fulfillment, all because you just cut some people off and was like, no. I'm serious. Sometimes, like, this is why you have to be so aware of who's in your life and what their energy is doing. Sometimes keeping an open door with somebody is enough to keep you away from all of the things that God has for you, which is like the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords. So you just have to understand that if you feel like you're getting hit with negative thing after negative thing, you need to look at within yourself and then who's around you, because these people, they've got really bad luck. If you were to have kept an open door with these people, they would have found a way to do something to sacrifice your energy, and they would have never ever stopped. These people will never, like, they're being put in their place right now, but they would have never ever stopped trying to come for your resources. Just know that. And this is what these people are upset about. They've got to get over it, because this is you being paid for your hard work and your good deeds, and you being virtuous is something that God feels like is a necessary thing for you. Okay. Anybody that wants to argue with that or try to sacrifice you for that is about to get slapped out. And this is why these people don't have a place to live. A lot of these people are really struggling right now. The Star, like I said, you have talents and gifts to share with people. That's part of your wish fulfillment. These people are like the people from the past that are no talent ass having people, and they just want to, you know, continue to dominate the market. They need to get the fuck over it. It's not meant for them. It's not meant for their children. The Star is over here with you, which means you naturally possess talent. You don't have to fake anything. You don't have to lip sync, whatever this is. And you've got Archangel Michael protecting you. Yeah, what are these people going to do about it? They ain't going to do shit. I can guarantee it. There is nothing that these people can do to you. I also feel like these people, they are trying to play on your mind. Like these people, if you let them around you, they would try to narcissistically gaslight you. They would play with your mind. 4 of Cups, because they're bored. These people are doing shit because they don't want their own destiny. I don't know why they don't mind their own business and just look out for their own children and stuff. Some of these people are going to get sued to the point, really, so dramatic, to the point that they are not going to have anything to leave their children. And that's one reason why they wanted to come for you. What is this? The Judgment. That's what just flew out on the ground, y'all. These people are up under judgment, and they know it, because if you have to defend yourself from the devil, because these people were trying to put their needs above the needs of the general world and everything, these people are going to be in the 9 of Swords. Oh, well, because they drank from these cups of illusions, which is going to literally kill them. Holy shit. The 4 of Swords and the Death, that is a funeral. Whoa, that's crazy, you guys. That is fucking crazy. Wow. So yeah, you defending yourself, you did the right thing. My goodness, these people are about to go through it. You know, I don't want people to suffer, but at the same time, they need to understand that when they're doing certain actions and holding certain intentions and being a certain way, I'm not going to call it demonic, but it shows up that way. It's like they need to understand that the world is not going to tolerate that forever. Like, literally. And if these people are like, oh, it's the devil, always trying to blame it on something else, they just need to take accountability for themselves. And they need to stop trying to deceive other people and run from the sins and crimes that they've committed. Like, I'm sorry, but your destiny and your fate is here. It's your time to shine. What are these people going to do about it? They already tried. And these people are experiencing an unavoidable loss, some type of supernatural, scary event with the devil over here. Probably would make great content, but I'm telling you, you're going to avoid all of it. You're not these people's sacrifice, regardless of what they believed. Because again, these people you're dealing with broke bitches, and broke, unemployed, and broken. And this is why they don't have a home, which is sad because everybody deserves to have a house, but these people don't want to work. They just want to cheat. And they want to cheat. Some of these people, they're just getting evicted. These people right here, these aggressive ass energies, you dodged a bullet. I'm serious. By walking away from these people, you closed out a cycle. You were like, enough. And because really, there is no competition. You can't compete where you don't compare. And these people don't compare. And it doesn't matter if they teamed up with a Hierophant group, if a secret society, a coven, whatever. It really doesn't fucking matter what they teamed up with. All of these people, they could team up with the rest of the world and you would still be protected. This is what they don't understand though. But they're gonna get a feeling, you know, they're going to get a feeling about what it means to be divinely protected. You have Archangel Michael on your side. These people, they don't have anything on their side. They don't even have ancestors or spirit guides around them, which I think is strange. So whatever rituals they've been doing have not been helping them spiritually, you know? And like I said, some of these people, they just wanted to, like, they wanted to play God in your life, and that's not their job. They should have just minded their own business. It would have been way easier for them. But you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Know that about these people, that you did your best. This is where it comes to you cutting cords with them and being like, look, spirit, God, higher self, divine realm, angels, guardian angels, ancestors. With these people, I did my best. And my best was what my best was at that time. I'm ready to release it. Okay? Because when you come to the awareness that you have done your best when dealing with these people, it's not like, do you think that your higher self wants you to just forgive and forgive and forgive and to be abused? That is not, no, that is not the point. That is something that you guys could have gone through, being very forgiving because you're light workers, but you have to understand that that is not what your higher self wants for you. Your higher self wants for you to live a life of love, joy, peace, and compassion, and be in alignment with the energy of God, which is love, joy, compassion, and peace. You know, and so by you getting into alignment, by you making the right choices, by you choosing to love yourself and take care of yourself, that Nine of Pentacles card, by you making these choices to go within the hermit and to isolate from others and to not just be, because these people that you are dealing with, a lot of their energy is just projection. They're projecting the way that they feel, what they think, what they believe, right? And that's through their lens. Everybody's allowed to have their own perspective, but when you're dealing with people that are wanting you to suffer like they are, or they're projecting their insecurities, don't associate those things that are being projected at you with something that you have going on. There may be a thought or belief about that you need to release, but I'm serious. When people are just projecting their bullshit, like you just can pick up on it. You're like, okay, somebody is sending me energy. It doesn't always, sometimes things will show up as witchcraft without it actually being witchcraft. Sometimes people, they have an entity connected to them. a lot of the times when the evil eye is sent, somebody is just psychically active and they're focusing on you with negative intention. So it sends that psychic attack energy. And sometimes these people are just connected to a lower vibrational energy that can send the energy. So that's why when I look at magic and all of that type of stuff, I look at it through the lens of, what it's attempting to do, like what the intention is with it. Because I feel like the intention is the biggest thing with any type of magic. If you've got a good intention, like you're putting that into what you're doing. And that's why like the spells in Visago, tarot card spreads and spells are very positive spells to help you evolve. They don't involve anybody else other than God and Holy Spirit. And so it's like you're saying an affirmation, you're saying a prayer, and you're doing a simple ritual, and it makes you become more in alignment. Like I said, the more that you can get into alignment with believing that what you are asking for, it is not only possible to be brought to you, but it will be brought to you. This is why the channel Esther Hicks Abraham, she talks about getting into the vortex, and it's like a sweet place. It really is. It really is. So I would check that channel out, you guys. And the Truth of God, remember, this is the book that's in the description box below. And it, for me, was a game changer. The God technique helps me rise above whatever's going on. The joy versus anger is that technique I use all of the time to ask yes and no questions to get an answer back. The 1 to 10 scale, I use that all the time as well and get an answer that way. And then the mind technique, I'm always using that because if there's something that I don't like that's going on, it's because there's a thought or belief. And with everything you're seeing in the media, all of the deception mixed in with like a sliver of truth, like literally, it just seems like it's so manipulative. So using your discernment's going to be key, you guys. And remember, Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. I wrote this book because, well, first of all, Visago is a very in high demand Ars Goetia spirit that maps the human consciousness and also works with tarot very, very well. So he's like a very high in demand spirit guide for people. But we came up with a book that's got, this will map your human consciousness. And you can use these spreads and spells over and over again. So it starts off with the 14 Zodiac tarot card spread that you pull 2 positions. One is the South Node for each of the zodiac signs, and one is the North Node. And then your North Node is your destiny, your South Node is your ego. The spell that goes along with that is to step into your destiny, and it's also a money spell. I'm going to read a couple positions from, what is this? Okay, I'm going to read a position from the Magician Tarot card spread. So I'm going to read position 13, the Pentacle. This card will reveal how connected to the earth and magical energies of the earth you are. If you are grounded and have a steady mind, that will come through the card that is pulled for this position. If you are good at creating and manifesting wealth and prosperity, you may get some insights into your future fortune with the card that you pull for this position. Position 14 is the Wand. This card position will show you how to use air to your advantage. Are you a messenger of the divine? How well you connect with the element of air will be revealed here. If you are able to cast spells, that may come through the reading for this card. If the answer for this card that you pull for this position is a yes, then that will confirm that the element of air is on your side. Position 15, the Sword. This card position can reveal to you how well you work with fire as well as swords, because swords are birthed first from the flames in the forge. Created from fire, they carry the energies of the elements of fire within it. Not only does this position reveal your connection to fire spirits and magical fire elementals, but you will also see how well you can defend your own energy if you have to use the sword to fight on your behalf. If the card that you pull for this position is a yes card, then that will give you a double confirmation. Also, if you pull any of the sword cards for this position, that would be like another confirmation. And it would be more information onto how you are defended and how you can defend yourself. Through navigating this reading, you should be able to determine which magical paths and traditions are compatible for you and which ones are not. Okay, and then the Magician's Tarot card spells to manifest your own magic. The High Priestess Tarot card spells for personal enlightenment. The Empress is for self-development and beauty. The Hierophant is to manifest lack mindset into nothingness. The Strength is to become stronger. The Hermit is to find one's inner light. You guys are getting the gist of this. The Lovers is to draw in love. The Devil is to overcome the devil in the South Node self. And then in the back of the book, wow, I just opened to the Magician. I have a compendium of knowledge of what it can mean when the different cards start coming out next to one another. So for this book, you guys are going to want to get the original Rider-Waite deck, Riderwaite. That's what this one is. I would go ahead and get the deck that has the description on the cards. That way you don't have to flip through a separate book. But not only that, when you learn this deck and the interpretations, you can go to any other deck, like the Twin Flame deck. You could go to the Santa Muerte deck, which will have any other themed deck comes off of the interpretations of the original Rider-Waite. So if you start with the original, then you could go to any themed deck, and when they have abstract pictures on the cards, you'll know what the cards actually mean. And then you can use whatever the stimulation, or like the witches, like there are a lot of different types of tarot decks that give you a different energy and a different look, but it still has the same format as the Rider-Waite. So you'll want to get the original Rider-Waite, Riderwaite deck with the description on the cards. So I'm going to read from the Magician in the back. It says, if you pull the Magician with the Hermit tarot card, it means that your magic comes from within. If you pull the Magician in the reverse, it means that you have someone who is practicing black magic on you. Either a witch or a warlock who practices black magic is attacking you or someone in the collective. If you pull the Magician, and each tarot card has a yes and no answer associated with it. So when you learn that, you can be asking additional questions. And if you get the Truth of God, you can be using the joy versus anger technique on each of the cards that you pull to ask more questions, like whatever you want to know. So yeah, it says, if you pull the Magician with the Temperance tarot card, it means that you can use your own power and magic to balance out your own energy. There's no need for outside help. If you pull the Magician with the Moon, it means that there is moon magic being done. If you pull the Magician and the Moon in the reverse, it means that someone is using moon magic on you. If you pull the Magician with the Death tarot card, it means that someone is practicing death magic sorcery. If you pull the Magician with the Last Judgment tarot card, it means that whoever is practicing magic is up under judgment from doing so. The magical path is not everyone's path. That is why knowing thyself is the most important thing in life. If you pull the Justice tarot card and then the Magician, it could mean that someone is using magic to create justice for you. And it keeps going on and on and on, you guys. But check these books out. The links to them are in the description box below. They are life-changing. The Truth of Michael Steadman and Visago tarot card spreads and spells. And all you need to start learning to read cards for yourself and for others is the original Rider-Waite tarot deck. And I would get the one, again, I've said it like so many times, but with the description on the cards, it's just so much easier. So thank you guys for spending your time with me. I love you so much. I do have another platform called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. Peace be with you guys. If you could share this content, like the video, tap the notification bell, check out the books. Okay, they're life-changing. And I love you so much. Thank you for spending your time with me. God bless you guys. I'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye.